Tim here from My Engineering. Today I'm going to be doing a demonstration of a 3D scan on an acoustic guitar. So we have this Yamaha acoustic guitar. We are going to be scanning it with the Artec Leo scanner, then import it into Artec Studio, make a mesh file from it, and texture that mesh file so that we can show you the final result. So this here is the Artec Leo scanner. It's a fully wireless unit. It has a display on the back of the scanner, and so you can see what you're scanning at the time and also check to verify that you have all the data that you need. And it's very fast. We'll be scanning today at 60 frames per second, and we'll use a standard 1/8 data HD data density. I have also set this up to capture additional texture files so that we can get really high resolution texture and color in our scan. So you may be wondering why it is important or cool to scan a guitar. Very good question. There's a couple of reasons why you'd want to do this. One is for digital archiving or protecting. So if it was a very valuable guitar, you could create a 3D scan of it and then have a digital file, whereas if something happened to the original, you would still have a copy digitally. Another reason that you would like to or potentially be interested in 3D scanning a guitar is for sale of the digital file. Maybe it's just cool and you want to display it online on your website. You want to use that particular file in video game production or in movie production, or you could even use that file in the metaverse. There is also the option in some cases where after you have the 3D data, you could 3D print a replica. You could do little mini replicas or full-size replicas depending on the printer that you're using. So I am going to start by preparing the guitar for scanning. So we have this Asa Blue scanning spray. It applies a light film to the guitar. It reduces reflectivity. The cool thing about this spray is that you don't have to wipe it off after. It's alcohol based and it will evaporate off and it doesn't leave any residue or damage. So I'll start by doing that right now. That should be sufficient. And so we're going to do the guitar in 3 scans. We're going to scan it on its back, laying down. We're going to also scan it on its side and scan it flipped upside down as well. I am scanning this with the strings on, but it probably is better to scan them with the strings off and then add them back digitally. But for now, we'll do it with the strings on. So on the screen, you should be able to see me scanning. You should also be able to see what's happening on the scanner itself. So I'm going to create a new project. What you're seeing on the screen is what I see on the scanner screen. I'm going to adjust the texture brightness. You can adjust this on the scanner itself to get an accurate color recreation of the object. So I adjusted that. There's no other settings that I need to adjust. And so I'm going to just go ahead and start scanning. The areas that are showing up in red are areas where I'm missing data and need to just go back and cast a little bit of data. Okay, so now I have a first scan here, so I can inspect this scan to see if I captured sufficient amount of data. Looks like I could probably use a little bit of scanning spray here, a couple bits of data that's missing. Perfect, that looks pretty good. So I'm just gonna add a bit more spray. The thing about this scanner is you can just pick right up where you left off and continue scanning. It does some preliminary alignment of the scan. So if you need to capture additional data, as long as the object hasn't moved, you can do that, or you can take multiple scans. Okay, that should be a lot. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go out of that project. We're going to adjust the guitar onto its side, and we're going to take another scan. So here you can see I've put the guitar on its side. Okay, now I will take another scan. I'm not going to adjust any settings. Perfect. So now I have a second scan. This is completely separate from the original one that I did. So I'll just look at it here to make sure that I've captured all the data that I need. Perfect. So now I'm going to take one final scan. I'm going to flip the guitar face down. Perfect. Okay, so now I have all the data on the scanner, and so this will display as 3 separate scans, and I can rename this project. There we go. So now we're going to go over the process of transferring the data to our Tech Studio. In order to do that, I would make sure that my scanner is connected to the same network as my laptop. I can import from Leo. I'll connect to the Leo scanner. And here's my guitar file. So now I'll click import. We'll give this a couple minutes to import. I'll come back when that's done. Okay, so the importing just finished. Took about half an hour. The import time the transfer time from the scanner to the computer varies based off of your network speeds, but for me it took half an hour. So here we have 3 scans that have all imported. 1, 2, 3. So they're all unaligned to each other right now. So we're going to go through a process here where we're going to clean them up. So first we'll delete all the information we don't want. So let's start by doing a bit of editing. So cut off plane. Okay. A little bit more erasing. Perfect. Looks like we've erased most of the data that's not relevant. There might be a little bit right here. There we go. Perfect. So that's the first scan that we've cleaned up. So now we'll go to our second scan. Perfect. That one looks cleaned up too. And then we'll go to our last scan. Perfect. Okay, so now we've erased all the data that we don't need here. Save this, save project. Awesome. So now I have 3 scans and I need to align these to each other. So there's a fairly simple tool to do this. Okay, I'm going to just work with this one scan at a time. Okay, now all of our scans are aligned together. So the next step is to do a registration. Wonderful. Looks like everything registered really nicely together. So once we have that, then we're going to create a mesh. So I will mesh this now. This may take a few minutes, so I will be back with you when this is done. Okay, so the meshing just finished, so let's do a quick inspection of this and see if we're happy. Resolution looks good. Doesn't look like there's any big holes or issues. Perfect. So I'm going to just check and see how big this scan is. 1 million polygons. That's not huge. So what we can do is start to apply the texture to this. So we're going to choose all these as texture sources. We'll apply it at a 16K resolution and we'll click apply. This may take a few minutes, so again, I will join you once this is done. Okay, so that took just over 15 minutes to apply the texture, so we can now see that we've got this fully textured guitar. You can see some of the white and stuff on here from the scanning spray. We could edit that off after, but overall, let's just do a general inspection to see how this looks. You can see some scratches on this particular guitar, some scuffs down here, scuffs here. On the bottom, there was a little bit of scuffing. There's actually a crack in this guitar right along here, you can see as well. So yeah, this is the fully textured guitar. What we can do now, I think I'll just leave the settings as is. So I will click apply. We can now export this mesh. We'll export as an OBJ file. Yeah, so now you have a fully textured, dimensionally accurate guitar scan. If you have any questions, please reach out to me at My Engineering.